To 2009. I've got to ask both of you, have you ever seen anything like the debate today where you have on the Republican side, you have conservative Republicans against this, other Republicans for it, and on the Democrat side, you've got an alliance of the liberal Democrats seeming to be against this strike and the conservative Democrats for it. It's almost like everything's topsy-turvy. Everybody's sort of not in the place you expect them. Congressman Walsh, what do you think about the Republicans? Where are they on this?
Well, you know, this is a very difficult decision for any member of Congress, Republican or Democrat, because regardless of whatever other votes you may take, going to war or at least giving the president the authorization to use force, deadly force, is something you don't take lightly. You're committing young men and women to potentially to going to war, putting them in harm's way, and also risking potentially thousands of innocent people at the same time. So regardless of party, this is a very difficult decision, and once you make it, sometimes you don't sleep well at night.
Congressman Skaggs, let me ask you, you would have been in Congress for the Bosnia votes when President Clinton went into the Balkans. What kinds of issues did you grapple with at the time?
Well, actually, much more compelling experience for me was the vote on the first Gulf War for the first President Bush. And I think Jim has well stated the fact that these are unique debates and conscience wrestling occasions for members of Congress. They hear from constituents in volumes that you don't on any other issue. There are consequences that are much more grave than just about any other issue you deal with. And I think uniquely, typically leadership on both sides tends to respect this as an exercise in individual conscience and respect for constituency views, so it's not whipped in the way that a normal partisan bill would be. But the mix of positions on this is highly unusual, and as your lead-in suggests, let me also say hi to my friend Jim Walsh, whom I haven't seen for a while.
Hey, David, it's great to hear your voice.
And you.
Well, let me go to you then, Congressman Walsh. The House is responsible for these decisions. What happens next? I mean, is the president up there, you know, we've seen he's lobbying the Democrats, but he's also lobbying Republicans. What kind of behind-the-scenes effect is happening from the White House to Congress, to Republicans especially?
Well, you know, it's votes like this where a member of Congress gets probably their first and maybe only direct telephone call from the president. And it's a very powerful vehicle when the president calls you up and wants to talk to you, just you, on the phone. And so members, I'm sure, are receiving those calls, and they have to think about what they want to say and what they want to ask. But the president really has to make this case to the American public. And if the American public comes along, I think the Congress comes along. I don't think it's the reverse of that.
Congressman Skaggs, from your perspective, do you think that Democrat congressmen are going to ultimately line up behind the president when the vote is taken?
I don't think there's going to be anything automatic about it or mechanical about it at all. The stakes are too high, and the positions that a lot of my once Democratic colleagues have taken on these issues really box them in, much as the president's statement about our policy toward the use of chemical weapons has boxed him in. You know, I think the most cogent appeal is going to be to one of national credibility and the implication that not doing something now has for facing down Iran or North Korea in the future.
Okay, well, let me then toss it to you, Congressman Walsh. If that's what Congressman Skaggs is looking to hear from the president about the precedent setting, the ability to see this as a part of a piece of a bigger puzzle, what does the president have to say to somebody like you? If you were in Congress today, what do you want to get from that phone call, or what do you want to hear from the president's speech tomorrow night or the briefings this afternoon? What's going to make the sale for you?
Well, you know, you mentioned the vote on Bosnia. David mentioned the vote on Iraq, the first one. The one that I remember is the use of force resolution in Desert Storm, when we went to war with Iraq and invaded Iraq, and we made that based on some bad information. And while that wasn't the most important aspect of the decision, it was a key fact in the decision making. And we had bad information, and I think that if I were a member of Congress, I would want to be absolutely certain that the information that the President and the administration have is accurate. And you know, there's a UN inspection team that's been in Syria for the past number of weeks. They're analyzing their results, and I think it would be interesting to see what they came up with before they actually voted.
Congressman Skaggs, what's your line? What would your line be? What would you need to hear from President Obama or his team about Syria in order to get your vote?
I think not so much about Syria, but what else we're hearing in the region. For example, I mean, one, just to react to Jim's point, my sense is that the intelligence this time around is pretty solid compared to what we were relying on back in 2002, 2003. What hasn't been publicized and shouldn't be is what we're hearing offline from people with good sources in Tehran, in the Far East, around North Korea. In fact, do we risk what appears to be the possibility of a more constructive relationship with the new president of Iran, willing to talk more seriously, it appears, about their nuclear program? Do we risk that if we take action here? And what's the bigger stake here? Punishment for the use of chemical weapons, which I think there is a valid reason for, or having some prospect for progress on the Iran nuclear issue?
Well, you're both very thoughtful men, and I thank you so much for your weighing in on this, what's going to be probably one of the most seminal votes anybody in Congress is going to take in their entire career. David Skaggs, former Colorado Democrat congressman, and Jim Walsh, former New York Republican congressman. Thank you both for your time and wisdom.
You're welcome.
Thank you.